Since we ran out of time on Monday night, I want to show you how to take the pseudocode that we worked on Monday at the end of class and translate that into JavaScript. So if you'll remember, this is the program that asks the user for a number, and then we add all the numbers between 0 and the number they provided for us, and the program returns that sum. So to start with, I've taken my pseudocode and I've copied it into my editor. Always start with your name up in the comments at the beginning. Then I've got some changes I need to make to get rid of, to make it work for JavaScript. I need to start by getting rid of the start and declarations and the stop. Now I'm left with just my declaration initialization of my variables. I know that JavaScript takes vars rather than nums, so I need to change those. And all my JavaScript statements have to end in a semicolon. User input translates into a prompt. So I'm going to just backspace that in there or over and add in my prompt. Remember to end everything in a semicolon. And this guy is going to store the user input from a prompt into user input. Now I need to work on this while statement. The bones of it are good from our pseudocode. I need to put my condition that I'm testing inside parentheses, and of course all my statements that run between the opening and the inval go into curly brackets just like this. All my statements inside of here need semicolons. I'm going to change this from counter to counter plus 1. I'm just going to change it to counter plus plus because that's what you'll see more often in your code. So what does this do? Let's put in some comments. Well, the counter variable is less than the user input. Complete these steps in the while loop. Okay. And once we're in our while loop, this is going to add counter, the current value counter, to the storage variable. And then we're going to increase the counter by 1 for the next iteration of the loop. Okay, and I've got my curly brackets so that everything in between these two curly brackets are what's happening in our while loop. Then I need to change my output. You're going to see in the course this week something called document.write. I'm going to use it here. And I'm going to say the sum of 1 to the user input is storage. Whatever's in storage. I'm going to put in my ending parenthesis and my semicolon at the end. So let's save this and see if I've got any errors. I'm just going to go ahead and have the HTML file set up over here. Please enter a number. The sum from 1 to 3 is 6, which we practiced that. We saw that the other day. Let's try it again. 1 to 9 is 45. So this is the basics of using our while loops and another example of how to change pseudocode into JavaScript very quickly. Part of your assignment this week is to use the for statement. So make sure that you refer back to Code Academy, or I'll include a link with this to refresh your memory on how to set up those for statements in JavaScript. As always, let me know if you have any questions. See you next week.